Hey everybody, I'm Chris and welcome to the Tech Speculator, where I talk about the news of the tech world and discuss some of the ways that those can affect the future of our lives. Today I'm talking about the Bose AR sunglasses that were released at South by Southwest this past year. Bose held an event where journalists were allowed to come in and try out their new augmented reality sunglasses, which were different than the normal augmented reality headsets to come out in the past few years, as there was no video component. It was just a pair of sunglasses that had speakers in the arms of the sunglasses themselves. The speakers had directional sound so that music could be played directly into the wearer's ears without anyone else hearing it, and people that tried them out said that you could actually be listening to music or hearing some other thing on those speakers while comfortably talking to somebody, and they would have no idea you were listening to anything else at all. So beyond one aspect of it that's pretty cool, where you can have your music going and still maintain a conversation, I thought about some of the other benefits of this style of headset and where this could lead. By not including a screen on these headsets, Bose has taken one step closer to gaining acceptance for having augmented reality as an everyday item. The screen headsets that are out there now are very bulky, very strange to see in the wild, whereas a pair of sunglasses can be, everybody's wearing them, everybody's got sunglasses on, so it's not as weird to see people wearing sunglasses out there. These sunglasses, beyond having the directional speaker, also have positional sensors and gyroscopes so that they can then pair with your smartphone and know where you are in the world and feed you information based off of your GPS location, including which side of the street you may be looking at the time. So if you're taking a walk down a street and you have your GPS running, it can give you turn-by-turn directions, which is great for a pair of sunglasses to be able to do that. Sure, your headphones could do that now, but this could then tell you that, hey, the building off to your left, they open at 10 o'clock and they have some gourmet mac and cheese on the menu that you might want to try out. So they could feed you information that you might normally not get unless you were to pull out your phone and actually Google it or do something of the like. I think there's some cool possibilities for augmented reality in an audio setting only that people haven't really taken into account yet. And as soon as these headsets start to become more prevalent and some of the other manufacturers overseas start making their own cheaper versions of these, I think that there'll be a lot more acceptance of the product as well as use of the product in more public applications. So for example, one idea I had was, well, wouldn't it be neat if an artist, like a musical artist, could record a concert at a specific location and it was only available for you to hear at that location using these augmented reality headsets? An exclusive concert per se. People would travel to go see this concert. Just think about Pokemon Go. People have gotten out of the house to travel and catch Pokemon. Say your favorite band played a show in Central Park in New York City and you couldn't make it that day, but they created an augmented reality copy that stayed at that location so that when you go to that GPS location with these headsets on, you could then tune in to this saved recording and listen to your favorite band play that concert whenever you want. You could even have concert venues that other bands would want to go to, and you could have a roster of different things you can listen to at different locations, a playlist of sorts. You could listen to Alex Cameron play one day and Kanye West play the next day, depending on what you want to listen to and who has recorded something there. Another possibility that could come about from the release of these Bose AR sunglasses would be musicians pairing up with businesses to release their albums early in certain locations as exclusives for those that wear these AR sunglasses. So for example, maybe Kanye West wants to work with McDonald's, and for 2 weeks before it goes live on all the other streaming services out there, or before, say, the CD version is available. You could go to a McDonald's location with these sunglasses on, and when you go in to this location, you can hear the new Kanye West album. I can guarantee you that a fast food place like McDonald's or something like that would love to be able to have this sort of exclusive content within their stores to drive people to come there and buy more product, buy more food, and eat in their location. There would also be a number of games developed that are specific to an audio format. You could tell audio stories based on a location. Hell, each city could create their own audio walking tour that you could just download when you get into that city, and you don't have to worry about finding out where all the individual historical landmarks are. You could just kind of walk through the city, and if you stumble upon something, you'll get a notification in your headset that says, hey, there's some historical facts listed here. Would you like to hear about it? Then, rather than having to read a placard, which could be limited on space and only tell part of the story, you could maybe stand there for a couple minutes and listen to a whole story about the history of this one landmark in Boston, let's say, or New York City, or some other city in the United States or across the world. Maybe you want to go to the beach and listen to some beach jams. Well, maybe famous artists or, say, famous music reviewers could create playlists that play when you reach specific types of locations. So maybe beaches are cordoned off into their own style, so you could have your beach playlists. Taylor Swift's summer jams playing at the beach when you go there with your AR sunglasses, because a lot of people are probably going to be wearing these sunglasses to the beach for sure. So it would make sense that would be a good place to set a playlist if you're an artist and you want to have more people listening to your music. Make it location based and people will listen to it there. So those are just a few options that Bose can help usher into our existence by using these AR sunglasses that don't have a screen. I think once acceptance of these items is widespread amongst the population, it's just a stepping stone until the next iteration, say a Google Glass that was way ahead of its time, can now come out and really make a splash. People would be more willing to have that little screen in front of their eye to see something as well as hear something. Whereas right now, the idea of having a camera right built into your glasses and have a screen that can display information to you, it was a little bit too much for people. You know, it got banned from a lot of public places because people were concerned about being recorded without their knowledge. As the future grows closer, privacy is just going to be less and less of an issue because more people will just be giving up their privacy to have access to this new technology. So to think that going from a pair of headphones essentially in the arms of sunglasses to special goggles that overlay holograms of sorts over the world around you, it's not a huge leap. I just think that Google and some of these other augmented reality headsets that have come out maybe jump the gun a little bit. Instead of doing stepping stones to be able to get to that sort of augmented reality, they took a huge jump, whereas Bose is putting a few little intermediate steps there that can help more people try the technology and accept it before it starts to move closer to your eyes. Because really, that's what a lot of people are nervous about, is technology invading their eyes. Eventually, AR headsets like Google Glass or Microsoft HoloLens, they're going to not even be a thing. It's going to be the Google contact lens that you place in, and it overlays everything you see. Will have the possibility of having some sort of hologram or augmented reality overlay to it. Eventually, maybe there'll even be a chip that gets implanted into your head somehow, into your brain. It connects to your nervous system, and so that you can actually see these things through some other sort of technology that doesn't necessarily overlay a screen in front of your eyes. Because when it comes down to it, screens that go in front of our eyes right now, especially for VR headsets and augmented reality headsets, you can see the pixels. Even as they get higher and higher resolution on these screens that they're putting in front of your eyes, you can still see the pixels, and it still has a screen door effect. Now granted, if you've ever tried it, you'd probably agree that after a few minutes, that screen door effect goes away, and you really get immersed into a VR world using these headsets. But if they could somehow tap right directly into your brain and project these images without having to put a screen in front of your eyes, it would be probably near indistinguishable from everything around you. And then the future is going to be really weird at that point. But for now, I'm going to leave it at that. Bose AR sunglasses are possibly the wave of the augmented reality future. And more people should be paying attention to this sort of technology as it comes out, because it's just going to become more prevalent over the years. Thanks for watching The Tech Speculator. I'm Chris. And remember to subscribe and like this video. And continue to watch this channel for more content coming soon.